There's been construction going on outside all day, so I'm really hoping that you can't hear it in the background, but we'll just kind of have to roll with it if you do. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Kailin, and I post new videos every single week, and I primarily focus on eating disorder recovery and intuitive eating. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love for you to click onto that subscribe button down below and become part of our little family. And today we are actually going to be starting a new series on my channel, which is going to be called the Truth About series. And in this series, I'm going to try my best to debunk and work through several really popular diets and talk about why it's so dangerous to begin these diets in the first place and why we should stay very, very, very far away from them. And I figured that we would just start out with a bang and talk about the keto diet, which is also known as the ketogenic diet. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what the diet is, where it started, side effects of it, and why we should be steering very clear from it. If you do have any other diets that you would like me to explore and let you know the truth about them, then let me know in the comments down below, and potentially that could be the next segment in this series. So I am sure that many of you know what the keto diet is, but for those of you who don't, let me talk about it a little bit. So the keto diet is a diet that is very, very, very high in fat, and it is also a low carb and moderate protein diet. And the goal of the diet is almost to essentially remove carbohydrates completely from your diet. And this is already starting off on like the wrong foot, because as we know, carbohydrates are our body's most preferred source of energy. And the reason why the keto diet wants to remove all of the carbs is in the hope that it will create some sort of weight loss for the individual who is participating in the keto diet. And this diet is extremely intense, that people are sort of forbidden to eat certain fruits, certain vegetables, because they are too high in carbs. So a lot of common keto foods are foods like fish, butter, cheese, meats, avocado, chicken, and a lot of the time there is not a lot of sauce and also not even a lot of seasoning used in any of the food that is being prepared. So basically any food that has a high fat percentage is sort of encouraged in keto as long as it is low in carbs. And the goal of the diet is to enter this state which is called ketosis. Now, what the fuck is ketosis? Let's talk about it a little bit. Ketosis is when your body does not have enough carbohydrates to burn energy at all. And since you're not consuming any carbs anymore, and since your body doesn't have that as a form of energy because we are mainly consuming fat, your body then begins to burn fat. So a lot of people who promote the keto diet talk about it as a way to retrain your body. I'm going to be using a lot of air quotes because we're talking about a lot of bullshit here. So to retrain your body to burn fat instead of energy. And the way that your body is doing this is through intense dieting as well as restriction. And some people are very intense with this, or we can say obsessive, and they even use a breath analyzer to see the level of ketones that they have. And the reason that they do this is to see if they are burning enough fat. It already sounds very obsessive and is bordering disordered eating, right? If you're tracking your food, weighing your food, obsessing about your food, thinking about food all of the time, that is not healthy. And a lot of people who begin keto say that they're doing it for the name of health. But cutting out certain fruits and vegetables because they have too many carbs does not sound like a healthy approach to me. And the keto diet actually does have a place, but that place is not in weight loss. The reason why the keto diet was originally explored or even created in the first place was to help epileptic children. And so the diet was created not only for epilepsy, but also other neurological conditions, including Alzheimer's, because it involved retraining your brain on how to process food. And the diet is effective for people who have epilepsy, and it actually decreases their seizures by around 50% or so. But the doctors did not put these children and these patients on this diet for weight loss. Weight loss was never a part of this at all. Unfortunately, diet culture and the diet industry kind of just freaking snaked its way in like it does for everything, and it co-opted something that was never meant to be used as a weight loss diet at all. And they took this diet that again was meant to help people with neurological conditions, and they put a twist on it and started advertising it towards individuals to lose weight instead. And one of the things about the ketogenic diet is that almost all medical and health professionals say that you should be closely monitored by an entire team or doctor or healthcare provider throughout the entire process, and to not try it on your own. That is a huge warning for this diet that was, again, preached by many medical professionals to not do this on your own. Not only is it extremely unsafe, but there are also so many harmful side effects that can be completely avoided if an individual wouldn't have reached for this diet in the first place. But the problem is, we have this warning here, right? Speak to your healthcare professional before you start this diet, whatever. But most people don't. Most people don't. The people that I see posting about their ketogenic diets on TikTok, the influencers who are trying to go low carb and only eat foods that are mainly fat or protein, most of these individuals do not actually work with medical professionals at all. Many people just follow the advice of an everyday blogger or a fitness coach or a fitness guru, and they see somebody do it and they see somebody potentially lose weight and they say, I want that too. And the reason why people want to lose weight so badly is because we have this idea that thinness is going to bring us happiness, it's going to bring us love, it's going to bring us success. People don't actually seek a thin body, but they seek what they believe comes with it. And in the society that idolizes thin bodies, we've come to this sort of agreement that thin equals better. But that is not the case, because thin does not equal healthy, just like fat does not equal unhealthy. There's this huge spectrum, and health is really about what we do and not what we look like. So why don't we talk a little bit about what the keto diet does to our body, okay? Let's talk about it, you and I. On the keto diet, you are depriving yourself of several things, usually carbs, usually sugar. And your body is going to react negatively to this. And it's going to try to make up for this lack of energy and also lack of brain food, right? We need carbs in order for our brains to function properly. So as a result, when we remove carbs and when we remove sugar from our diet, your body panics. It panics. And it begins to produce more ketones. And when your body produces more ketones, you enter a state of ketosis. And let's talk about a little bit of a scary fact, shall we, while we're talking about ketosis. So, a person who is being starved, whether you are being held in a basement, whether you are on an island with no food, whether you are at war and have no access to food, whatever it might be, when a person is being starved, their body can enter what is called starvation ketosis, which is somewhat similar to how regular ketosis works. So starvation ketosis is your body's way of just trying to make you survive and stay afloat by burning your fat. So if this state of ketosis can be compared to people who are being held against their will, people who are at war, people who are potentially being starved and tortured, whatever it might be, if that is the comparison that we are making, how can this possibly be healthy for our body? The fact of the matter is that it's not. It doesn't matter if you are losing weight, because weight loss is not inherently healthy. If somebody doesn't eat anything at all and they're losing weight, that is not healthy. If somebody starts a diet and they're restricting themselves, that is not healthy. And so this transition from one state of being to ketosis usually takes around a week. But what happens during this transition process, right? When your body is used to consuming sugar or carbohydrates and then you take everything out, what happens? And what happens in the months to come? Not a lot of good shit. So let's get into that. And I'm sorry, I feel like I'm cussing a little bit more than I usually do in these videos. I'm just quite passionate about this subject. Keto is one of those diets that drives me up the wall. And I just want to clarify, I'm about to go through a huge list of side effects that most people are aware of, or at least slightly aware of. And yet, even with all of these warning signs, people still continue to participate in this diet just in the hopes to lose weight. And if you are putting your health at risk in order to lose weight, then what is the point of the weight loss in the first place? To be more accepted, to get more validation. What is the point? Anyway, many people have reported feeling extremely miserable when they start the keto diet. And it's actually very, very difficult for the human body to enter ketosis and feel comfortable in the first place. Because again, remember, we're comparing it to starvation. We're comparing it to lack of access to food. We're comparing it to people who are sometimes in these torture situations where their body goes into ketosis, right? So that's not going to be a comfortable place for a body to be ever. So people who do attempt the keto diet, many of them never actually enter ketosis and just end up consuming an alarming amount of fat because that is sort of the only group that they're focused on, while also feeling the side effects of ketosis, even though they might not be in it. So what are some of these side effects? Why don't I list them for you? For this part, because there are so many side effects, I'm going to be reading them from my laptop, so bear with me. We have liver disease, kidney problems, kidney failure, kidney stones, vomiting, insomnia, bad breath, irritability, debilitating headaches, vaginal odor, mood swings, hair loss, loss of muscle mass, constipation, sluggishness, and others. The thing is, like at the end of that list, others. And others is kind of endless as well. And there is something that is actually expected from most people who enter keto, and this is for them to experience something called the keto flu. And the keto flu is essentially flu-like symptoms from your body entering ketosis. And again, you're putting your body in this very compromising situation where it's giving you all of the warning signs that it's in distress, that it's in pain, that it doesn't like what's going on. Like you are literally mimicking an illness, and we're told to just stick it out because it's part of the process. And those are people, again, like people will write about the keto diet, they'll publish their books, their memoirs, whatever. And in these books, they say you can expect these symptoms. It's like you coming over for dinner, me putting a plate on the table and say, by the way, if you eat this, you're gonna have horrible stomach aches, you're gonna be shitting everywhere, you probably are gonna feel really sweaty and a little bit sick for the next couple of days. That person's probably not going to want to eat the dinner that I put in front of them. But here, again, the motivation is weight loss. And with the society that we live in, people will risk their own health to lose weight. And that just proves that weight loss is not inherently healthy, or that being smaller is not inherently healthy. Keto also gives you a really high chance of having low blood pressure, nutrient deficiencies, which we're going to talk about in a little bit more detail soon, and also an increased risk of heart disease. Keto can also cause a lot of social isolation, not going out to eat with your friends, sort of going to a potluck and not really being able to socialize in the way that you would like, whatever it might be. Keto is also especially dangerous for anybody who has an issue with their liver, with their gallbladder, with their thyroid or their pancreas. If you have issues with any of these and then you enter a keto diet, shit is going to hit the fan really soon. But the thing is we have all of these disclaimers, all of them, and it's basically explaining how dangerous this diet is, and it's still so alluring to many people. And several studies that were also done on animals link the keto diet to decreased bone strength, which is likely due to loss of minerals and nutrients, which may occur as your body enters ketosis. Another study of 130,000 individuals linked these high-fat, low-carb diets with an increased risk of death and cancer, as well as heart disease, compared to individuals who don't diet in the first place. So now that we've gotten all of the side effects out of the way, or at least, I don't know, like 2% of the side effects, let's talk a little bit about the money grab that keto is. So the keto diet is one of the most prolific diets in all of North America. And the keto diet is almost an industry in itself, right? We have the diet industry and we have the weight loss industry, which have so many working components, but the keto diet is so big and so prolific and has so many avid followers that again, it kind of stands on its own. And this diet has also been on so many like popular TV shows or podcasts, you name it. It's been on the Joe Rogan Experience. We're not even gonna talk about Joe Rogan. Okay, Joe Rogan is like one of the biggest red flags ever. And then we also have Dr. Oz, which is another walking red flag. Honestly, I really want to do an entire video on Dr. Oz because the shit that is on his show is just, it's horrible. Keto is also recognized by a lot of insurance plans, and people can sometimes even pay a lower amount if they are on the keto diet for some insurance plans in the UK and the US, which is, again, what the fuck is going on? The keto industry itself is a $5 billion industry. And I'm sure some of you who are watching this video have given your hard-earned dollars to keto products, to keto books, whatever it might be. And the reason that we do this is because the way that keto is advertised is it's usually advertised as something that we can do for our health, something that we can do for our overall wellness, which is just completely untrue and a blatant lie. I don't have any money at stake here, right? I'm not selling you anything right now. I'm just here telling you the truth. And sometimes the truth is definitely hard to hear, hard to absorb, all of that good stuff. But if anybody is saying that keto is healthy, I promise you that it is all an illusion, it is all smoke and mirrors, and you have to look beyond the keto book or the magazine or whatever it might be. And many major scale food brands also sell their own versions of certain like keto snacks or keto themed products, especially within North America. And I see them all the time. I see so many keto products. My friends see them all the time, whether it's at Costco, whether it's in my local grocery store. There's always some kind of keto product that is available and also comes usually with a very hefty price tag. And these keto products sell so incredibly well. And one of the reasons why these products sell so incredibly well is because the keto diet is so limiting that you really don't have access to a lot of food choices. And so when you see this product that is safe for you to have, you're probably gonna stockpile on it. Whether these bars taste like cardboard or not, it's sort of just another option that you have. And so because there are limited options, people flock to these specific kinds of foods. Again, whether they're protein bars, whether they are keto butter cups, whatever they might be, there's so many products these days that usually sell extremely well because they are just now a new rotation in this person's very limited and restricted diet. And furthermore, the keto industry makes a lot of its money as well when it comes to supplements and vitamins, etc. And can you guess why? I'm sure you can. I'm really sure you can. But the reason why these supplements and vitamins do so well and really help boost the keto industry is because people are not getting the vitamins and minerals that they need because they are restricting so many different types of foods, whether they're fruit and vegetables, whether it's carbs, whatever it might be, grains. You're restricting so much that you're going to be deficient in a lot as well. And I'm smiling just because it's ridiculous. But I've also fallen for shit like this in the past. When you restrict your fiber, your sugar, your carbs, all of these things, you're going to end up deficient in something. And so those supplements also rack up a lot of money at the end of the year as well. So before I conclude this video, there's just one thing that I quickly want to say. And if you are sitting here watching this video and you've ever participated in the keto diet and failed or whatever it might be, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Diets are not made to be sustainable, especially diets like the ketogenic diet. They actually kind of encourage you to fail, hoping that you'll try another diet, therefore they can just make more money. The keto diet in its purest form is an impossible way to live and consume food. So you are not the failure, but the diet is just something that is not sustainable. And that is why the diet industry is so tricky, because they say, well, this diet, it didn't work, so why don't you try this one? Oh, that diet doesn't work. You did something wrong. You might as well try again. And they always place the blame on the consumer. It is not your fault. Diets don't work. And there's so much science to show that that is true. When we are talking about health, again, it's what we do. We should be eating foods that, yes, nourish our bodies, but also nourish our souls. If we can, and if it's good for our mindset, then yes, moving in a way that you enjoy is also beneficial. But you know what else is part of health? Not being stressed out by the food that you eat, not restricting yourself, not thinking about food all the time, not being sick because you are restricting yourself. Also part of health is your emotional health, your intellectual health, whether or not you have hobbies, etc. I talk about my version of health a lot on my channel, but health is not just what you eat and how you move. Absolutely not. And again, this kind of diet just goes to show that being smaller or losing weight, it also doesn't equal health. So if you were sitting here and you yourself were on the keto diet, or you know somebody who's on the keto diet, or you were thinking about starting the keto diet, I just want you to consider a couple of things. I want you to consider the laundry list of negative effects that we spoke about in this video, and also understand that that laundry list was the short version. There is a much longer version as well. You should also consider the extra cost of food and supplements. You should consider the serious, very serious health risks. And you should also consider the connection between ketosis and starvation. But something that I want you to consider more than any of the things that I just listed is why. Why are you tempted to go towards the keto diet? What are you lacking in your life? What do you think it will bring you? And again, you can say weight loss, flatter stomach, whatever you want to say, but what comes with that? Dig a little bit deeper, because I promise you it's not about the body. It's just about what you think comes with it. It's so incredibly important to learn about the dark side of these fad diets, which is the main reason why I wanted to begin this series in the first place. And I'm so excited to continue to explore these diets, to talk about where they came from, to talk about the negative health effects that they have on the human body. And something else that I want you to do is, as a consumer, is I want you to see these diets for what they are, which is a money grab. These people who promote these diets don't give a shit about your health. They absolutely don't. But what they do care about is making their pockets as deep and as filled as possible. And that is the truth about keto. So let me know what you think about this series down below. Let me know if you have any questions or if there are any other diets that you would like me to explore next. Also, before I let you go completely, I just wanted to talk about Nunu one last time. If you're not new to my channel, you've heard me speak about Nunu before, but it is this new emerging platform where you can vote and even pay to vote certain creators to do certain things, whether it's decide what movie they watch, what clothes they wear, how they do their nails or their hair. There are so many choices. And recently I've been using Nunu primarily for fashion advice. I've also asked which sort of workouts I should try over on YouTube, what theme I should do for my what I eat in a week video. There's been so many different options, and it's been great for me as a creator to also gauge what people want to see, what people don't want to see, what interests people and what doesn't. And Nunu is almost kind of like this human stock market, which give me a second because it can sound a little bit confusing. But as a viewer, you also have the opportunity to potentially buy shares or buy choices from creators. So if there's something that you really want a creator to do, you can potentially control the outcome of their day or their decisions. Do you remember those old YouTube videos where it was like, my subscribers choose what I do for a day, what I eat for a day, whatever it might be? It's basically like those videos, but there are so many ways that you can apply it to the creator's life over on Nunu. So if you're interested on seeing what I'm getting up to, or potentially exploring Nunu in general and seeing what other creators are up to, I'm going to leave all of my information and the link to my page in the description down below. And if you ever have any questions, just let a girl know. But anyway, thank you so much. Don't forget to do something kind for yourself, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, friends.